Hey, so for the people watching, this is probably going to be, I don't know how long or how short this is going to be. If I think we need to turn off at any point, it's going to have to go. I wish I could say something clever and witty right now, but I can't. And I want to thank my friend Amika for being brave enough to talk to us about it, because this is something that we all need to hear firsthand from someone who's dealing with it. Um, my heart goes out to you and your family. What was the first thing you said to me a second ago?
Um, I understand how people are dying from COVID-19 because everything just hurts. Like breathing is exercise, talking hurts. You don't have any sense of taste, any sense of smell. Um, and it's just it feels like somebody is sitting on your chest and attacking you like with their hands around your throat. So I can understand if you already have underlying issues. Like I'm pretty healthy, but if you already have underlying health issues, it makes you just want to roll over and die because you get tired of fighting because it's not a physical fight. It's like all of your organs are fighting together to keep you where you need to be. Like today is day 4 for me, and I've lost like 7 pounds
You
before
lost 7 pounds,
because
three kilos in 4 days.
I don't have an appetite. And when I try to eat, it feels like my insides are on fire and it comes back up. So I just have to keep water and Gatorade on hand.
Are you
Like,
able to drink water?
yeah, the water stays down sometimes, not all the time. But my children had it, and they had it for every bit of 48 hours. They never lost their sense of taste or smell or any. Like, they're actually running around now. When we first started the broadcast, that was them you heard in the background. They're fine. They only had a little bit of throwing up, headache, and a fever. That was it. My fever got up to 103.5. I went to the emergency room 2 days ago, and they said, "We're going to break your fever. I'm going to send you home. We don't have a bed for you. You're able to walk. You're able to talk. You're able to do things on your own, so you only have a mild case." Now, to me, this feels like the what am I trying to say? The brink of life and death. But there are people who have it worse than what I have, and it's hard to believe because even taking a deep breath, like my chest, my throat, everything just hurts. Like I don't even think childbirth was this bad. I'm trying to keep
Whoa.
I'm trying to keep my spirits up and laugh because laughing keeps you young. But this is like, yeah, it's up there with childbirth.
So in retrospect, you said that you're having a hard time eating anything because you have no appetite and it's hard for food to stay down.
Right.
And you have no sense of taste or smell.
Yeah, that's correct.
And they told you that was a mild.
Yeah, they did a test and they told me I tested positive, but because there are people, if I don't need a ventilator and I can walk on my own, they broke my fever. They gave me pain meds and they sent me packing, sent me on my way. Because there are people that have it worse. The fact that I can talk and make sentences and have full conversations, that lets them know that I have a mild case. It's not severe because a lot of people come in they can't talk.
What is your temperature like now?
Now I'm at 99.4, but I just had two bottles.
99.4 is better for you.
Yeah, because it was 103, so 99 is lower than that. But I just have to keep fluids in.
What did they say could be done?
They tell you to treat the symptoms. So if you have a cough, get meds for cough. If you have a runny nose, get meds for runny nose. Because of course there's no cure for it. So you have to just treat your symptoms. So I have like cough drops. My mom, of course, home remedies, Vicks Vapor Rub for your chest. She went and bought me some Robitussin. We're gonna see how that goes. But that's the only thing you really can do is treat the symptoms. That's it.
Was your mother exposed?
No, she doesn't live with me. Thank goodness.
Can you tell us how it came about?
Yes. So I live in apartments, and we do have the option now to pay online. But because they have a $17 convenience fee, I still get a money order and take it to the rent office. And a person in our rent office tested positive for it, but he's asymptomatic. So the day that I was exposed to it, I was going to pay my rent, which was I think Friday. And I don't even know, like days, time, everything is just meshed together. But that's when I started feeling bad. And then right after that, we got a letter on the door saying a person in the office was exposed to COVID-19. He's asymptomatic. So that is how I got it. And I gave it to my children unknowingly.
But they bounced back much faster.
Yes. Like I said, every bit of 48 hours. 2 days ago, they were throwing up. They had headaches. They had fevers. I broke their fevers. I have children's pain meds. And they were actually feeling better yesterday. But because they can see that I'm not feeling better, they were kind of sitting around and laying around. Like today, they're up running, playing. And I'm not. Yeah, my mom did say that. Put it on my feet and then put some socks on. So, of course, mom's home remedies.
We all hope you get better soon.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I know dehydration can really be a silent, a silent way that people get very, very sick. And losing weight that rapidly isn't good for anybody. What did they tell you can be done besides treating the symptoms?
If I can, try to move around, try to stay active, because the weakness, like it's muscle aching and muscle weakness. So they tell you if you're able to get up and stand, walk around, don't stay in bed because that usually makes it worse. But it's like when you're weak and your muscles ache, you have to do what you can. I mean, I can get up personally because I have smaller children that keep me on my toes, like they have to eat, so I have to cook. And I'm looking at myself on this camera, and I can actually see the dark circles starting to develop under my eyes. And my son said, "Mom, why is your face getting small? I'm used to your fat face." And I just, at this point, I don't feel like I'm gonna die because he asked me, "Mom, are you gonna die?" I don't feel like I'm gonna die. I just feel like, and this might sound crazy, I'm the perfect person to contract the virus because I only go to the chiropractor, to the grocery store, to pay my rent and home. So I just want people to know that I was one of the people that was following directions and I still contracted the virus. So it's serious. A lot of people, they go to gatherings, they're going to the beaches, they're going to the malls, and it's real. Like I was reading a story about a little boy, his dad got it. It gave it to him and his mom. The mom and the dad are alive and the son is dead because he had asthma. And ultimately he died from COVID-19 because he had asthma. And it's not a joke. I just want people to understand it's not a joke because I see the memes and I see a lot of stuff. And I feel today is one of the days that I'm feeling a little better and I still feel bad. And I've had the flu before, I've had pneumonia before. This is nothing like that. I don't even know what this is. It shouldn't even be called COVID-19. It's called Fight for Your Life because that's essentially what you're doing. Like I'm out of breath now just talking to you.
Take your time, breathe. We got a lot more get well soons coming in from Sid, Chris Jones, especially highly favored, who told us about making sure you have Vicks on your feet. You know, brother John Wayne.
Yeah, I appreciate all of that from everybody. I gotta get better
Are you
because I'm
taking,
trying.
are you taking any extra doses of vitamin C or any other?
Yes,
Were you before? Are you taking now anything extra?
I take a multivitamin anyway, but my best friend brought me some emergency, and that stuff is so disgusting. It's vitamin C, and it's supposed to be really good for you, but it's so I can't taste, but I know it's nasty. Like that's how bad it is. Like it's I don't like the way the when you mix it up in water. I don't like orange flavored anything anyway, so it's nasty, but it's helping and it works. He brought me that. He brought me some black seed oil. I can't smell the taste. I've heard it stinks and it's disgusting, but I have my 2 drops daily just to help with all of this so I can ultimately be back to me so I can get to my kids because I missed the chiropractor today because, of course, you can't go around people and you tested positive for COVID.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
I don't have the words, and normally I say lots of things.
Right. Okay.
Do you need to go?
No, I'm fine.
Because we're in a situation where I'm not sure. I'm not sure because everyone is living in such a way in a world where nobody knows anything about what we're doing. Christy Perry said, "Wishing you and your children swift and complete recovery."
Thank you.
We're battling something that's an invisible enemy. We're battling something that everyone is fighting, but not everyone is in the battle.
Right.
Do you see the people around you in your community, in your state, doing the best they can to not transmit?
Oh, absolutely not. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I don't know if you've seen our governor is suing our mayor about mask mandates. Like it is so crazy. It's so crazy. And usually I initially didn't want to get on camera because I usually keep my hair cut, I have my nails done, I'm the life of the party. Hey, that's Amika. And it's like I can't do any of that now. And people don't understand, like people are still at the nail shops, people are still getting their hair cut, still going, like I said, to the movies, to the mall. And it's like I don't know if it's airborne. I don't know if it lives on surfaces or what, but I always have my mask on, of course, when I go to the chiropractor, when I go out, when I have to. And like I said, when I contracted it, I had a mask on. When I went to go pay my rent, I had my mask on and I still contracted it. So I can't hear you. No sound.
Sorry about that. One of the things that I think about is nothing is perfect. Everyone says you should do something, but some people say, well, it's not going to matter if a mask isn't 100%. Well, we do a lot of things that are not 100%. Condoms are not 100% either, but I don't hear anybody complaining how those shouldn't be really pushed and advertised.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
it's awkward because there are people who can, even if they only help by 1%, could help. They could definitely help, but they won't.
And that's the thing, like people who are asymptomatic, they still can pass the virus. Like the guy that I got it from, he's been jogging in the neighborhood, still like even though he can't physically go to work, now he has his mask on, but he hasn't been sick and he tested positive. He's just asymptomatic. So even if you test positive and you're asymptomatic, it's still good to quarantine at home away from people because you still can pass it along.
So he knows he was tested positive and he didn't self quarantine.
Yes. He's I think he's in self quarantine now because the property manager found out, but he didn't know he had it initially. So when we found out that he had it,
I think he's in quarantine.
then I saw him jogging maybe 3 days ago, but I think he may be in quarantine now. But that's the biggest thing. People that are asymptomatic, they still can pass it. So it's better to know than to not know. And I know a lot of people don't like the test because you have to put it up your nose, but it's better to
Yeah.
know than to not know.
Can everybody hear me, by the way? Okay.
I can hear you.
So now that you can hear me again, it's just, we all have to do what we can for the people that we may not be able to see because we don't know who that person is that has asthma or someone's grandmother that might get it. You know, if you're young and strong and healthy, no big deal.
Right.
But what if you transfer it to someone else? You know, I don't know what to say. Knowing that you were even tested positive and the fact that he didn't do everything he could to self quarantine for the 10 or 15 days. What other precautions were you told that we could take?
Basically stay home because they asked me, "Were you in really big crowds?" And I told them, no. I only go to the chiropractor, the grocery store, and home. That's it. And those are essential places. And they were saying, well, if you can, get someone to do your shopping for you and leave it on your doorstep and let your chiropractor know, hey, you have to quarantine for 14 days. It's just best to stay at home. Stay at home and treat your symptoms. Because there are, I think she said 23 or 24 different strands of the virus. So, whereas I may have this strand, I'm not exempt from getting another strand. And this strand that may be a mild case for me may prove fatal for somebody else. So, I was following directions and I still contracted it. So, I have no choice now but to stay at home and quarantine and get better.
Thank you for being responsible.
No problem. I have kids and I want them to understand, like, because they don't understand why can't we go outside and play with the other kids in the neighborhood? Because of COVID-19, that's why. So if I show them that, hey, even though mommy's an adult, she's still following directions. It's a lesson in everything. Mommy followed directions, she still got it. Then we got it. So now they're not asking me, can they go outside? They're fine on the inside.
And when you're a child,
Yeah, because they live outside.
thank you for taking time out of your recovery.
No problem. If people see me and they say, wow, I want to stay home, mission accomplished. Because it's serious. It's so serious.
This is rare for us to discuss because normally the things here are more jovial. So I'll say like, share, subscribe. We talk about things a little different. We had a couple of comments. One is Brother BK. He said, "Take care of yourself. We all want you to."
Of course.
She learns life about cleaning. Is there any kind of cleaning protocol?
Well, they suggested bleach, but I'm old school. I already clean everything with bleach anyway. Bleach, the vinegar, the Fabuloso, all of that stuff. So they recommend that you keep your house clean, sanitize everything, wipe everything down. But I do that anyway because I have small children, and I really hate to say it, but sometimes children are filthy. Children can be disgusting. So I have to keep that stuff on hand anyway, especially when you have boys. Anybody that has boys, you know what I'm talking about. So Lysol if you can find it, bleach, keep everything clean. They say you need sunlight, but nobody really wants to go outside, and it's like 95 degrees here in Atlanta. So I just want to be better because this in bed all day, it's not me. Not at all.
Thank you.
No problem.
For anyone who wants to know more about me, normally we talk a lot more about it, but I can't really find a clever way to talk about the things that I do. So I encourage everyone to find me on LinkedIn.
But it'll make a great chapter in my book, though.
Yes,
Definitely.
you can find me on LinkedIn and you can find me on Patreon. Anything you want to say to me as we log off?
um, everybody's symptoms are different. Like my kids were coughing. I only have coughing spells at night when it's time to go to bed. And when I lay down again, it feels like somebody's sitting on my chest and I really can't breathe. So I have to kind of sleep sitting up. But other than that, take it seriously. Take all the necessary precautions. Wear your mask. If the store says you can't come in if you don't have your mask, just put your mask on. Like I bought a pack of 50 masks for $20 off Groupon, and I've been using them. So just do what you can to protect yourself and your children, of course.
I'm going to give everybody a link on bleach dilution ratio, and it's sent out by the government, California government, on bleach dilution ratio, so that we know. Here's the link, and I'm going to put a picture here. Toys, children, how many liters? 1/3 of a cup for 2 gallons of water is what I will always use. And here's the link. We also got another comment. Black seed oil.
See, I didn't want to overdose because on the bottle it says 2 to 3 drops a day. I was gonna take the whole bottle because it's a really small bottle because I'm ready to get better. And my restaurant was like, "No, don't do that. Follow the directions on the back." But yeah, I do have some black seed oil here, and I've definitely been taking it.
Yeah, and Craig said hand washing.
Yeah.
Bye bye, everybody, and thank you so much for your time.
No problem.